everybody!
Hey guys! Welcome back to another episode of Mindful Witchery.
I'm just going to go out there and say it to all our witchy friends. Happy Samhain. It's coming up soon.
So soon. I believe it's about 2 weeks away from when we're recording this. So
a time to really be thankful, give thanks for the things that you have and what and who you are, to respect our ancestors and have dumb suppers and all kinds of things.
My God. I feel like we just had a Halloween episode.
Yeah, and
like,
it feels
I feel
like
like
yesterday.
we just recorded
Isn't it weird?
it, right?
It's so weird.
Oh, I love that episode.
It's just
that was so much fun.
I love this time of year so much. It just makes my witchy heart want to explode.
I know.
And I was just saying, I telling Sarah that I have started filling out my book of shadows. For some reason, I was just not feeling it for the longest time, and I've started filling out my book of shadows. So anybody who is contemplating doing your grimoire or your book of shadows, that is simply a journal, a private ownership for you book or journal that you keep witchy things in. Like I write down recipes for spells. I write down different quotes. I write down different herbs and what those herbs do. All kinds of different things that kind of relate to me. So if you're ever thinking about starting a grimoire or a book of shadows, start out with something. Start yourself out with a nice notebook. I bought myself a little leather-bound, witchy-looking notebook, with all the chakras on the front, all the chakra beads. And
I know, I've seen that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I bought it.
Yeah.
It's been. I think it took wanting the right journal.
Yeah. Oh,
I really
the
needed.
Journal for me is everything, because if I'm not inspired to pick it up, it never happens.
That's exactly right. And it goes with me everywhere. It's in my car right now.
That's awesome.
Because if I see something or think of something and go, oh, I need to write that down, then I make sure I get into the practice of writing it down. I don't write in it every day. Sometimes I'll write in it 6 or 7 times a day. But it is my grimoire. It is my book of shadows. And if you'd like to start one, start with the notebook. Find yourself a notebook that speaks to you, whether it's a spiral-bound, college rule something from Staples,
doesn't matter.
Or if it's a leather-bound lock and key type of thing. I've seen gigantic ones.
Oh my God, yeah.
Mine is small, but if that's, I think the biggest first step is if you're contemplating doing a grimoire, make sure you get the right notebook, and then it's yours to do with what you choose. Make it yours. Put things in it that mean something to you. Whether it's if you're a kitchen witch and you put in recipes, or if you put in some information about Samhain, or whatever it might be. Samhain is a great time to start your grimoire.
Oh, most definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. So let's hold there. I would love to do a whole episode on Book of Shadows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
That would be a really fun one to do in the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
I don't have one. I have tried to start one countless times. Just like my journaling. Like, to me, it's like it's more of a spiritual journal than anything. I have never been able to, it wasn't the right time. Doesn't feel right. I probably won't even start one in the next couple years. I mean, who knows? But
it has to be the right time.
You just know. I almost feel like I'm still in we were just talking about this, in my spiritual journey of who I am as a witch. And it's like everything in life, it shifts, and it changes, and sometimes it's shitty, and it's lovely. And I feel like this whole year has just been, like, spiritually, I thought I was being, like, spiritually numb this year. But what I think it is, it's that my approach and my perception on what it means to be a witch is changing. And I just wasn't letting myself kind of fall into that natural rhythm of, like, things changing. And I'm finally, maybe it's the witchy month, so that's probably why, but I'm finally at a place where I'm so confident in who I am as a witch and, like, my spirituality, that it's opening up all these other doors that, it's like I almost want to change how I identify myself as a witch. Like, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but I feel like I'm more like an academic witch. Does that make sense?
No, it
does. Is that a thing?
No, if it's not, it should be, because it absolutely is. An academic witch would be a person who feels comfortable researching and reading about, and when you have a question, you read about. That's what I do. If I have a question about something, I go find a book.
Yeah, it's like I'm fascinated in the roots of witchcraft, and I'm fascinated in the inner workings of how it works, and I'm like, and it kind of goes hand in hand with what I'm learning in school. Is that I'm going to school for psychology, I'm going to school for research and to teach, and learning more of the history. I'm a historical witch? I don't know. I think I'll get
a witch historian.
A witch historian, but it in learning about it and researching and like almost being present more in like cemeteries and learning about all that has been my spiritual side. That's what's connecting me to myself and the world around me.
It's like an awakening, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an awakening.
It's been so fascinating, and I was so upset about it this year. Like, I have no desire to cast spells. I have no desire to be outside as much as I used to be, which is weird, very odd. I'm not feeling desire to, like, write about it, or it's very odd. So I was feeling down about it. I think we talked about this in the last episode maybe, but I almost feel like I'm kind of coming into more of myself with it.
You're making it your own. Like, I think it goes with the whole idea of learning something. And when you first start learning something, you kind of spit out what you read. You kind of spit out what you've learned. But then what happens is, as you get more comfortable with it and you begin to master it, you start to generalize it into your own life. And I think that's a piece that it's a higher order level of thinking.
Yeah.
Where you're able to apply what you know and morph it into how it works for you. It's just like taking any religion and taking it into you. You take in what works for you. It may not be everything. Yeah. But you take in what works for you and you use it in your daily life, in your daily practice, to make your life better.
Yeah. It feels more integrated.
Yeah.
Now.
I think it feels more intimate. It feels like it's more. It feels like it's more a piece of me. Like, this year has been really a kind of a turning point with me. Really. I think I've felt comfortable for a while with who I am, but to be able to feel comfortable and to share that with other people, I think has been the biggest turning point for me. Is I'm willing to put myself out there now, and to like I was just telling you earlier, I said I made little spell jars for people because it was a time at my work where we were going through an audit, and people were really kind of just feeling awful because they weren't really able to do what they love doing without this piece of the audit, and it felt like it wasn't natural and organic. And so I made these little spell jars with different herbs and different flowers and different spices in them on little cork jars. They were really cute. And
they sound really cute.
I made a little chart so that people who were unfamiliar with how herbs work, telling this is Himalayan sea salt, this is what this does, this is how it makes you feel, this is lavender, this is what this does for you. And I gave everybody at my work a jar and the sheet that interpreted the jar. And I wouldn't have felt comfortable doing that necessarily a year ago. Yeah. I kept my stuff to myself mostly. And I think that's one of the things that really we have advocated for from the very beginning with this podcast, is we want people to feel comfortable in their skin. And I think by talking about all these things and these things that we've been discussing, and these learning experiences and these adventures and all these different things, really helped me feel more comfortable in my own skin. Even though I thought I was perfectly comfortable in my own skin, I've found ways to reach out to people that I never would have thought of. I mean, I feel like my mind's more open. I'm more creative. A year ago, I probably wouldn't have done a spell jar, but this year has been an opportunity for me to really learn about it, and I finally was at a point where I felt like it was time for me to do something with it, what I had learned. So that's what I did. But yeah, I feel like it's like an awakening.
Yeah, it was a very slow burn. Now it's like, now that I think about it, I'm like, like, right? It's like, this is exactly what is supposed to be happening. This is what witchcraft is, honoring the natural cycles of life, right? And that also includes us. I think a lot of people keep it separate. We are part of all of this. Our everyday lives, us going to work, that is also the natural cycles to a certain extent.
The circle of life.
I know, I was thinking that in my head. I was like,
it's true though. I mean, you look at how animals go through cycles, and we're no different. We're just another living, breathing thing inhabiting this planet. We're no better, no worse, and it makes sense that we would follow the cycle of the seasons and the cycle of life. What happens as cause and effect.
Yeah.
Animals live by cause and effect, and we're just another animal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly, and it's so fascinating. And so these are the type of conversations where I feel most spiritual. Being able to just get into the nitty gritty of like all the intersectional paths that go into like what it means
bisections,
to be a witch. Intersectionality, that's the word I was looking for. It just, what makes us who we are, different groups we're part of, different cultures that represent us. Like, who are we? Like, ourselves. Being a witch is just a small section of who I am and, like, who you are. And some people make that part of themselves maybe more than others, right? And
I think it's more, for me, it's like an umbrella. It's like, this is here, the umbrella is here over my head, and that says witch. And then everything underneath it is parts of that overlaying part. Most of what I do is influenced by my feeling of cycles and my the things that I know about being a witch.
I like the umbrella.
Everything else falls under the umbrella. I make my decisions based on my value system, and my value system includes being a witch.
Yeah, and it's so deeply linked into being a witch.
I don't even realize it.
Yeah, oh, right? Yeah.
Until I look back at it.
Maybe that's the shift, right? Where it's so ingrained into our values and goals that we don't even think about.
Right. It's not. It's subconscious, metacognitive.
Yeah. So when people ask me like about the podcast and stuff, I'm just like, oh yeah, like it's like, oh, so you're a witch. I'm like, yeah. It's kind of like my tattoos. I forget they're there. Like,
it's who I am.
It's just part of who I am. I don't have to go around.
And I think the more we open ourselves up to people asking questions, because it's weird, because somebody will ask me a question, they'll say, I don't mean to offend you. They start out with that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mean to offend you, and if I have, please forgive me, but are you a witch? It's kind of like they're asking me, are you an axe murderer? Or are you, it's weird. They feel like they need to apologize beforehand, and I'm like, yes, and then they go, like they're relieved that I just said I was, because they've been thinking I was for all that time. Like, you don't even really have to think about it, because the things I post on Facebook, the person that I am, the books that I read, the books I carry around with me, it's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
But I think the more we open up to people, the more comfortable they feel opening up to us.
I agree.
Yeah, I think I'm not encouraging anybody who's not ready to come out and say, I'm a witch. Go shout it from the hottest mountaintop with a cauldron. I don't know. But
just imagine the vision I had of like opening your robe and just like crows flying out.
Yeah, crows flying out. Yeah. Skeletons skipping around. Yeah, just,
I mean, that'd be wonderful.
Super cool.
I would be so into that.
If there's some level of witchery where that happens, please sign me up. Yeah.
Smoke and sparkles everywhere.
But it is. I think the more that we're open with people, and the more we kind of can put ourselves out there, I think the more people gain trust in us.
Yeah. And open up their perceptions about what it is and what it's not.
And the more we can share what it's not, the better off we are. It's kind of like when I do Reiki. The way I introduce people to Reiki, as I start out by telling them what Reiki isn't. Because you see, when you say what Reiki isn't and you start telling them things it isn't, they're going, okay, that's what I thought it was. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Okay, it's not that. What is it then? And then I go into what it is. And it's the same thing with witchcraft. It's if you explain to people what it's not. Because there's so much that it's not, that there's these preconceived notions about. And I mean, that's me saying that, and I'm going out shopping for a witch hat today. So it's like, I got to do me.
Yeah, you got to do you. And that's the fun part too, is when people realize that it's way more complex than most people see in like media and stuff. It's so much more complex than that, because it's so individual. And there's some witches that, are so into like more of the I hate to call it stereotypical witch, but that's not really it. Yeah, I mean like the hats and the brooms, and they have a black cat, and awesome. I am all for that. I love the look. It's amazing, and if that resonates with you, I'm all for it. And then there's the other half. I know people that you would never know. They wear Chanel and they wear Gucci. I just bought a T-shirt that says "There are more of us than you think." Oh my god!
And it has a broom underneath it.
Where'd you get that?
My friend. Jillian's Custom Creations in Belchertown.
Oh my god!
She makes all of my shirts for me, and
can you get me one?
Yes,
I want one.
I'll let her know.
Money.
No, I'll let her know you want one.
I want one.
It's got a broom. It's got a broom underneath and a pentagram at the top. And you know what? She's so wonderful, Jillian Farfod. She's so wonderful. Hi, Jillian, if you're listening to this. She told me after she made the shirt that she researched the pentagram.
Aww.
And she's like, thank you so much for helping to educate me about these things so I don't continue to believe what's not real.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's wonderful. She's fantastic.
All it takes is to pick up a book or like research something on Google. It's so easy to expand your perception, because I think what's important too is for people to start realizing what you know is so limited. And there's always more to learn, and everything that you strongly believe to your core, that can shift based off the education that you allow in. That's the key, that you allow in.
I cannot tell you how many comments I get on that T-shirt when I wear it.
Oh, I want one.
I mean, it's like people come down the street, they're like, I like that shirt. Or, what does that shirt mean? I had somebody ask me that in New York one day. What's that shirt mean? Oh my God. Well, it's just that there are more witches out there than you think. I am one. The time. And I have another one that says, we are the granddaughters of the witches you couldn't burn.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I wear these things. I wear these things out, and I know Roger's like, oh my God. But he's learned to accept me as I am. Yeah. I mean, the man has made me an appointment to make my own besom. So, he's good. But yeah, I feel like the more you can throw yourself out there, what you're comfortable with. And I'm so comfortable wearing those things. Yeah. And and when people ask you, you're confident enough to be able to say, yep, I'm a witch. What would you like to know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
like, I am so open to talk about it and have like an honest conversation. I honestly think most people assume I am one because of the clothes I wear. And I don't own anything with a pentagram on it. Not because, I hate it and I'm like, oh no, like, I don't know. I just don't. It's not something I resonate with as much. But I wear a lot of, like, right now I'm wearing, like, the witch shirt from the movie, New England Witch, with, like, the goat on it. And I have our Mindful Witchery gear. Like, I've been representing our hat.
I wear my black T-shirt with Mindful Witchery over it. I have my hat. And I can start wearing my hat again.
I wear this stuff all the time. And I think people just assume, just kind of based off how I look, that I already am one. So,
and I do like that.
Which is fine.
I like it when people just assume and they're kind of like,
I'm like, okay. You were saying earlier, like, I feel like doing this podcast with you has allowed me, unconsciously and consciously, to fully involve myself in those things that I loved that I just couldn't talk about before, like graveyards and spooky movies. And not all that encompasses being a witch at all, but for me it does.
Yeah.
Right? And to my house, like Lori can tell you, my house is decorated.
Yeah.
Like it should be.
You have skulls.
I have skulls everywhere.
You have bats. You have all that good stuff.
And people come over and they're like, "Oh, I love how you decorate for Halloween." I'm like,
"That's not Halloween."
I think about 2 of these are Halloween decorations. The rest is actually my house. This is stuff I have up all year round because it brings me so much joy.
That's
actually,
me.
I have the posters up from that store in Salem. The what's it called? 36 Auditorium 36. It's off of the main street. Anyway, they have these amazing oddities posters that I want to get all of them so I can hang up all over my house. And again, my husband puts up with me.
That's my husband. You walk into my house and I've got my crystals out. I have my, it smells like sage.
Yeah.
I've got all my plants around. I have my jars full of weird things.
Right.
I mean,
that's our life, right?
I have my portable witch kit. I have everything.
Oh my God, Carson's friends came over and they're lovely. Oh my God, I love them so much. Last weekend. And like, I forget what he said. He said something like you look so you. I don't even know, like this house, like, looks
It's
so
you.
cute. And he's like, I just know you love Halloween. He said something, and it just, like, I wish I remember exactly what he said, but I was just like something clicked. I'm like, oh my God, like, this is what I've been wanting. I finally I'm getting there. I'm starting to feel like myself again. Whether I haven't been to a cemetery in, like,
I haven't either. I haven't
forever.
been to cemeteries much this summer.
Forever. But that's kind of how that works. Instead, I'm, like, focusing on my fish and my life and
your cycles.
I'm nesting, which is a huge part of it too. So, yeah, it's been interesting to see this shift. I'm excited where it's going, and I'm excited about where it's going for you.
My camper is me too, by the way.
Yeah.
It's all me. You walk in the front door and it's all me. Just like my house is all me, the camper is all me. And I love walking into my house and seeing me all around, seeing the things I love that make me happy.
Yeah.
And I'm glad my husband is not one who likes to have stuff laying around that makes him happy, because it's not like him at all.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not. You don't walk in the house and go, wow, this is Roger's house.
Oh,
woo!
I know, poor Carson. Like, Lori's currently sitting in really the only space Carson has.
And I'm sitting in it.
And, like, oh God, poor Carson. But, you know, he sees that it makes me happy. And honestly, if he wanted to decorate stuff, he could, but he just doesn't. So.
I've given Roger the opportunity.
Right?
I said, you know, there are places you could decorate if you wanted to. I mean, once one of the kids moves out, we'll have that whole room to have a space. When we get our new house, when we get our tiny house, there won't be a lot of wall space, but you can certainly do whatever. But see, he's going to have a garage. Yeah. So that'll be his spot.
Oh my God. The dream, right?
No, it's the man stuff.
Yeah. And Carson has his 3 pictures behind you. We have these really, actually fantastic posters.
Those actually are gorgeous.
Of, one's Spider-Man, one's Iron Man, and one's Captain America. They're beautiful. And we never got to put them up in our old place. So once we paint, these are going up in here. And I'm like, good, they're beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
Like, I cannot wait for those to be up. But really, that's it. I have, like, literally, like, I have my Evergory pictures. I have all these oddities pictures downstairs. I have a Halloween one. I have all these, like, dark, like, old, like, Renaissance pictures I'm going to be putting up. And it just makes me feel like home.
It's just who you are, you know? And I'm glad that people can see, like, when they come in my house and they go, oh, this is you, definitely. I'm glad that they know. Yeah, I'm glad they realize, okay, it's me. Yeah.
Yeah, your house is totally you. I can't wait to see your new space, though.
It's very cool. It's very cool. I'm so happy with it. I'm happy with the way it looks. I'm happy with the way it feels. But I'll be happy when we get the house built.
Yeah.
I'll be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love this time of year.
I do too. It makes me so happy. I went out yesterday and bought some very expensive cocoa bombs.
Ooh, fun.
Oh my gosh, I got to bring you one. I don't know why I didn't think to bring you one today. They're these balls of chocolate, and you put them in the cup and you pour hot milk over it. And these particular ones, it opens up and it has a little peep ghost inside of it.
Aww.
Oh
my God.
My gosh.
That sounds awesome.
They're so cute. And then this is the time of year I go out and spend money on hot cocoa and nice teas. And
it's been hard not to spend money, honestly. We've been trying to save since we moved. And I'm like,
well, you find stuff for your house. I mean, it's like, oh my God, that would look so perfect in my house.
It's so hard. I think the only thing I allowed, which sounds so sad that, like, we just bought a house. We're broke. I mean, that's just how it
Well, yeah, that's how it works.
For a little while. But we had a gift card for Home Goods. Oh my God. If Carson wasn't there, I would have bought all the Halloween stuff. But the one thing I allow myself to get is I have a new Halloween mug. And that's the only thing I've bought this year. I won't go in Michael's. I won't go, like, even Target. It was too hard to be in there. Yeah. I have to stay away from it this year. Amazon, oh my God. Like, I have all this Halloween stuff in my cart. I haven't bought it yet, but it's there. At least I kind of bought it. But it's hard. It's hard not to spend money around.
Sometimes, I have a lot of people who tell me sometimes that helps, like when they have the urge to buy something, if they just go put it in their cart.
Yeah. Fun fact, it works. For me, it works. I have all the stuff in my cart, and then...
Come back to it later.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I really can't stop thinking about it, I'll take things out of my cart. And, like, most of the stuff I put in there, I don't buy. But it's kind of like that, putting things in your cart, and at the end, when you're shopping, you put it back. I do that all the time.
Yeah, I do it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the instant satisfaction. Oh my God, Amazon has all my money lately.
God.
It's been tough. But it's all like stuff we need.
Well, yeah, you have a house. You have to buy stuff for your house.
Oh my God, Lori, this is totally off topic, but to end our episode, have you ever been in Ulta? I can't go in there anymore. I've never been in there. I've never been into makeup, really. Like, I'm just never into that. But over the pandemic, I got really into skincare. I obsessively lotion my body. I always have. Like, you slip on the floor after you walk after me after I get out of the shower. So I've always been, like, really into lotions. So I got really into skincare. Like, my face and, like, all that. And, oh my God, Lori, Ulta is amazing. It's, like, hair care stuff and skincare stuff and like self-care stuff, and I've been spending a lot of money there.
Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. I wash my face with soap and put on like this face. The only thing I use that I use for myself is like olive olay, because I'm 53. So I use olive olay because that was what I was always told to use. Yeah. So I like literally clean my face with soap and use olive olay.
Your skin looks so great though. Maybe we're all just spending way too much money. You look amazing.
I don't know.
Maybe that's what I should start doing.
I use Pear's soap.
Yeah.
That old brand of soap that doesn't have like dyes and lime and stuff in it.
That's it.
Pear's, and it's like $1 a bar.
Yeah.
And then I use olive olay, and I actually don't use olive olay. I use the store brand.
Yeah.
Olive olay.
That's awesome.
And that's all I use. And then I literally like put tons of it on my face, so when I go to bed, it's on my pillow.
Oh my God, I do that too. Yeah. I use what's it called?
And I use
Ponds.
I use lotion. I use lotion on my feet, like regular hand lotion on my feet. And that's it.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and that's kind of it. Like, I see all these like really, really expensive stuff, right? Like all these makeups and stuff. And I feel like since I started using some of it, it actually made my skin worse. And so I see on all these like YouTube and stuff, girls are like, oh, my face is always breaking out. And I'm like, yeah, it's because you put all this crap on your face all the time. So I actually mostly clean my face with warm or cold water. And I'm very, like, even though I'm, like, really into Ulta, like, it's mostly, like, my skin lotions and stuff. But I started wearing these, like, tinted, I started getting some discoloration on my face. So I started using this tinted moisturizer that also has sunscreen in it. Changed my life. Like, honestly, like, some of the dark spots I was getting, gone. Completely gone.
The sun makes those.
It's amazing. Yeah. And that's the most expensive thing I buy, but I'm really into, you can tell I'm so excited. The moment I go in there, I'm like, it's almost like I shut down and I black out, and I'm like, this is the best.
And then there's like $745 in your cart.
But I found this hair care stuff. That's where this was going. It's called Pineapple Curls.
Ooh.
It smells like heaven. And I have never found a hair care line that has ever worked with my hair. Like, my hair got really dry over the pandemic, but it's been coming back, and it actually curls now. Like, it used to like curl straight. If you have curly hair, you know, you probably know my problem. But I didn't put anything in today, but I found this defrizzer, and oh my God, it's changed my life. Worth every cent. I'm plugging that. Oh my God, I'll have you smell it. It's amazing. But yeah, to end our witchy hair care,
witchy makeup and hair care tips.
That's where all my money's going.
I have literally no regimen, and I'm looking at myself and going, I'm 53 years old. I really need to come up with something better than just Pond's or a Pear's soap. And
it's working for you.
I love Pear's soap. I'm sorry. I know you guys might not know what Pear's is. Pear's has been around for a million years. Yeah. And they're dye-free, lime-free, glycerin soaps. And they don't last long because they don't have any of the preservative in it. So it literally, the soap is gone within, 3 days. Yeah. And it's so good. They have this mint, one that has mint in it. It's a light green color. Yeah. I love the way that makes my skin feel. Honestly, the dollar store. That's amazing. Or you can get like I get it from Amazon because I get it in bulk. Oh yeah. Because it doesn't last long. But they average out to be about $1 a bar. So I spend $1 on. I lose $1. Yeah. Out of my pocket. So it's like $1. You get it on Amazon, and they have it's just such a good soap. Pear's. They have that, and then they have the regular glycerin one which is brown. Yeah. And I like it, but it'll make your skin sting. If your skin's dry, it'll make your skin sting. But I'll tell you, I credit that every bit with my skin being as good as it is. And when I have a bump or something, I just put witch hazel on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, witch hazel is the best.
Oh, my gosh, it's so good. It gets rid of anything. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I need to get some more, actually. I've run out.
My son uses it, too.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's awesome.
Teenagers, acne, the whole thing goes hand in hand.
Yeah. For mine, it came back when I turned 30.
Mine came back at about 40.
Yeah.
Adult onset acne.
I think I finally calmed it down, but it's funny.
I would just take it and put a little bit of witch hazel on it and go to bed at night and be gone the next morning.
Yeah.
Or hydrocortisone.
Yeah.
My mother swore that I swear to God, everything you had, every malady you had on the outside of your body could be cured with hydrocortisone.
Amazing.
Honestly, she would. I'd get a fever blister or something. I'm going to get the hydrocortisone. Put it on, and you know what? Sadly, she was right. I don't know what's in that stuff.
Yeah, no idea.
But honestly, I can get a cold sore or something, and I'll put it on there. And if I feel like the tingle of a cold sore, I'll just put a little bit on there. It's gone the next day. It never manifests into a great big giant pus-filled cold sore, or a rash or a bug bite.
Yeah,
hydrocortisone.
It's a cure-all.
I'm telling you.
You heard it here, folks.
That's it. I'm not. Disclaimer: I'm not a doctor, and my mother wasn't either. Trust me.
It's always those old mother cure-alls that seem to be the best. Ginger ale.
I drink ginger ale anyway.
Works every time.
Yes.
With everything. Have a headache? Ginger ale.
Ginger ale.
Stomach
and
ache,
crackers.
Oh yeah, saltines.
Saltines.
Cure-all.
We're silly. We're silly, guys. But I hope that, that you're at a place, or even if you're not in a place where you feel comfortable with your own witchery, go out there and do your research and find the things that make your little witchy heart happy. And you can share those with people when you feel comfortable with it. Like our cure-alls for everything.
I know, I'm kind of much ginger ale now. Well, we will talk to you guys next time.
Hey, you know what? I just thought of something. I didn't mean to interrupt you. But you know what? I would love to hear your remedies. You guys out there in the world, what are your remedies for stuff? Do you have something that you swear by that cures something, or something that you swear by that will get rid of something, or some malady that you can get rid of? Send us a comment on Instagram or on Facebook and let us know what your cure-alls are.
Oh, that'd be so interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, even if it's weird.
Even if it's weird, don't be afraid.
Weird.
We don't judge.
All right, guys.
See you later.
Talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.